All Access. An inside look at what it takes to operate Iowa's largest entertainment and convention facilities. This is Iowa Event Center All Access. From Iowa Everywhere.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of All Access here on the Iowa Everywhere Podcast Network. We're presented by the Iowa Event Center. Matt Van Winkle and Adam Flack, Director of Marketing at the Iowa Event Center, back for another episode. And Adam, you guys just wrapped up a couple weeks of state basketball with the girls, and boys just wrapped up on Saturday. It looked like we had a lot of local winners and a lot of people down there, some first-time winners, some repeats. Looked like a good time.
It was a great week, so yeah, coming off of 2 solid weeks of state basketball, championship Friday for boys, and then we had hockey games on Saturday and Sunday. So it was a very quick turnaround to get hockey back up and running, but it's great to see them at home again because they haven't been here in a couple weeks. So things are going well. The state basketball tournament the attendance was up this year.
Nice.
Had a great local championship in 4A with Valley winning their 3rd straight. Over Northwest and Waukee. And then closing down the night, Madrid wins their first state title in history. So it was an interesting night, and it was fun to be there at the end and watch those winners celebrate a little bit.
Love seeing the Madrid celebration. It looked like the whole town was down there at the game, and the students went into the crowd and celebrated. That's the pageantry you love with high school sports, right? You get
Right.
that with college too, but these towns are so committed and invested in their sports teams, these kids, and they watch them grow up and they want to cheer for them and root for them the whole way. And it's cool to see those celebrations. Yeah,
Not that you don't have it with the bigger schools, but the smaller the school, the more community pride I feel like it comes down to Des Moines. So, you're right. With Madrid, it's a quick drive. The whole community must have been here. It was a great crowd that night for their game. So no matter how far away it is, once you get to Friday and those championship games, crowds are usually really big. It's tough because it's going into spring break week. But I think seeing the celebrations and, seeing those kids that you maybe coached in youth basketball come up and then play high school basketball is pretty gratifying for the community.
Well, congrats to all the state champions and the runner-ups, every team that qualified for state. It was probably cool to see all those towns represented down there too, all the school buses that come in and out, bringing the kids in and out. So
yeah,
we had pretty good weather for it, didn't we?
It's great weather. Yeah, we had one bad day. I think Wednesday it wasn't great. We had some storms and things, but the rest of the week was good. The cool thing for me now that we've got the champions crowned, I reach out and get their jersey so that we can display it inside the arena for the next year. And sometimes that takes longer than anticipated as people, leave and go on spring break and then they come back and you're trying to get a hold of them. But so any ADs or basketball coaches out there that won a state title, make sure to send your jersey to the Iowa Event Center and we'll get it up on display for the next year.
Well, Wells Fargo Arena was busy with basketball last week, but you guys were also busy making some show announcements. I feel like every time I went back on social media, you guys were making a new announcement.
Yeah, last week was somewhat of an anomaly, right? Like we don't like to, make announcement upon announcement and kind of cover each other up, but everything just kind of played out that way, and we're not going to turn down a show. So we were able to announce. So let's start with Bert Kreischer. That's the furthest out comedian. The Permission to Party World Tour. That announced on Tuesday and went on pre-sale right away on Tuesday, and then went on sale on Friday. So tickets are available for that now, and I think you guys got a contest going, right? Yeah,
we have a contest going at iowaeverywhere.com. We're giving away 3 pairs of tickets to the show. Yeah, again, it's not till December, so you got some time, but just put it on the calendar if you're a winner. But those tickets are on sale too right now, highvtix.com. But if you want to win a pair, iowaeverywhere.com. We're going to be giving away 3 pairs, announcing those winners on Two Guys show on next Monday. So it's a week-long contest. Get your entries in. But if you want a better chance at winning, go on our social media. We've got a post out right now. We're giving away a VIP pack of 4 tickets and a $100 gift card to a local restaurant. You just got to show us how you like to party. We see how Bert likes to party, apparently, with a shirt off and champagne flutes. I'm curious, does he perform without his shirt on too,
Yes.
like on stage? That's kind of his thing. All right.
Yeah, that's his thing. I mean,
He rocks it. He's
I'm
confident
not
in
sure
himself.
if
I love
he
it.
comes out in a shirt and then takes it off, or if he comes straight out shirtless. But yeah, he will be walking around the stage shirtless on December 11th. So
Well, we had what was it? Tim McGraw wore the Caitlin Clark jersey, so maybe he'll come out in like maybe a Tyrese Halliburton jersey or a
Right.
Caitlin or Brock Purdy jersey and just rip it off or something. I don't know. Well, maybe we can get him something local to wear. But Andy was joking on Murph and Andy said if he's going to be playing in December, he's going to need to grow a little more hair on that chest. Oh, that's funny. He's big. He's got podcasts out there. He does a lot of the roasts I know and stuff like that. So he's a very funny stand-up comic. And this kind of rounds out a year of we're going to have some other stand-up comics coming through the arena as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a big. And I should mention that Bert has a new special coming out
Cool.
this week, I believe, on Netflix. So you can go check out his new special and kind of prep for the show in December. But yeah, comedians are big. It seems like since COVID, we have had more and more comedians come play in arenas. We're getting ready in May, Shane Gillis, which will be the highest attended comedy act we've ever had. It's already surpassed Adam Sandler and Nate Bargatze. So that one is nearing getting closer to a sellout. So you'll want to get your tickets to Shane Gillis sooner than later.
Shane Gillis, live on stage.
I'm a bit of a history buff, which, by the way, that is early onset Republican.
His biggest tour ever is coming to Des Moines.
If you're a white dude in your 20s and 30s and you're like, I can't stop reading about World War II, it's coming, bro.
See Shane Gillis with his unmistakable comedic style. Live at Wells Fargo Arena Saturday, May 31st. Get tickets now at iowaeventcenter.com. For more, visit ShaneMGillis.com.
That's May 31st. And then on June 8th, Matt Rife is in, which those seats are going well too. A little more inventory available for that one. But that one is, once we announce that one, his audience is pretty crazy. They're big fans.
I think Shane Gillis is in like every other commercial. He's got those I saw him on the Super Bowl with like the Bud Light, I think, commercials. So, I mean, he just hosted SNL again. So he's very hot. And so Bert Kreischer, those tickets are on sale now. HiVTix.com. Again, if you want to win a pair of tickets, iowaeverywhere.com throughout the end of the week for your chance to win. So you guys announced some comedy, but you also announced that WWE is coming back with SmackDown Friday, May 2nd.
Yeah, this is interesting. So SmackDown, we were in a good rotation with WWE, doing one or two a year for a long time. But this is the first time they've been back since December of 2023, where we did a Monday Night Raw. So excited to have SmackDown back. Comes as part of a kind of a package deal, we'll call it, as they are owned by TKO, which also owns a UFC. And we're fortunate enough that we're going to have a back-to-back weekend. Friday night, WWE SmackDown, Saturday night, UFC Fight Night. So it's a great weekend for us. Excited to have both those in, and it was really interesting to see the UFC come together because we've been talking about it for a long time.
Yeah, super cool. I mean, first time ever in Des Moines for UFC, and we're also going to have the card looks awesome. So we was looking up and down. So you got I'm going to try and pronounce it, Figueiredo. I think that's how, right? Figueiredo and Sandhagen. Those are a couple of guys that you've probably seen on some big UFC pay-per-views. They're going to be at the elite bantamweight, fighting for a place in the title conversation. So some big fights coming, and these stream too. So it's like if you don't live in Iowa, you can watch these fights, and they're going to be live from the arena, right?
It will be live from the arena. Yep. I think ESPN Plus carries those,
Okay.
but it's the first time we've ever hosted. We want people to come out and see it in person.
We have a
more than
national
anything.
audience here, Adam. So
100%. Yeah. Those that can't drive in, you can check it out on TV, but
so back to back. So you got WWE to UFC. That's going to be, I mean, if you're a fight fan, even if you just want to come check this out, if fighting isn't your thing, maybe you don't want UFC, come to that Friday WWE event. It's super fun. That's an all ages show. Absolutely. The WWE, the UFC does get a little bit more intense. If you want to ramp it up into UFC, that's going to be the fight for you though.
yeah. And UFC, it's a big night. You're probably talking 12 fights at least, throughout the night, 12 to 13 fights. So you're starting at 6:00 with the undercard, and then hitting that main card, maybe at 9:00 or something. So it is a long event. a lot of different fights. So as long as they're not all first round KOs or TKOs, then it'll be a decent value for your money.
And one of the coolest parts about this is that Des Moines' own Jeremy Stevens is going to be on the card as well, right?
Yeah, so he's been fighting in bare knuckle fight championships. And
you watched any of those?
I have not.
I checked out his fight because somebody in the comments was saying, "Oh man, I just watched Stevens' last fight. It was bare knuckles." I'm like, bare knuckles? They do that? So I YouTubed it and I watched the entire fight. It was entertaining. It's a little bit. If you're a little squeamish, if you don't like blood, that's not going to be what you want to watch. But wow, so he'll be coming. That's not UFC. Bare knuckles isn't
Correct.
UFC. That's a separate.
No, it is not UFC. It's a separate organization. So UFC re-signed him, and he'll be here on May 3rd.
Very cool. So that's going to be coming, and those tickets go on sale this Friday, right?
This Friday. So the Iowa Everywhere listeners and followers on social media will have a pre-sale on Thursday. Nice. So you'll be able to get tickets starting Thursday at 10 a.m. and then the public on sale goes up Friday at 10 a.m. at HiVTix.com. It's pretty interesting, Matt, that like I mentioned earlier, it took a while to get this secured. And so you're thinking, oh, it's not that big. You call the promoter and you work out a deal and they come. But with UFC, you have a lot of fighters coming in. You have a lot of people that are in the fighter's corner, or his team that comes with them. You got a lot of staff that put it on, from the camera crew to the event ops people and the PR people and everything. So hotel rooms was one of the main things that we really had to work through to book UFC. It happens to be the same weekend as a big regional volleyball tournament that's happening over at EMC Expo Center. So a lot of those hotel rooms and the doubles and the rooms with bathtubs, like they were all taken, and there were some very specific room requirements that UFC and WWE needed for that weekend. And we're fortunate to have the partnership with Catch Des Moines. Bailey and Trina did a great job of really just going out and talking to all the hotels and figuring out if they could meet the requirements and the room requirements, the meeting space requirements, the food requirements. And we would not have the event if they hadn't have worked so hard to get that figured out, because it was already a busy weekend. And now it's we're able to have both of those events.
Those are the things you really don't think about when you're like, oh, why can't we get this event, right? Or it's like some big name event. It's like, oh, let's come into this city and this city. Like, why can't we get in Des Moines? I mean, that is one of the things. That's one of the challenges, like you said, is making sure there's the hotel space, right? The infrastructure in place. And I know that is something that you guys and the city of Des Moines and your partners have really worked hard at, bringing in those hotel spaces closer to the arena and being able to provide those services for those people that come in. Because it's really, you're absolutely right. You think about like a WWE back-to-back with UFC, that's a lot of crew that's coming in and people that want to stay and come to the shows too.
Yeah, so it all has to fit together. You kind of take a look at it just like you would an NCAA event as we're into March Madness and tournament week. I mean, it's more than just about the facility. Yes, the facility can fit the crowd. It can execute the event that you need. But if you can't house everybody for that week or however long they're going to be in town, if you don't have the restaurant, the retail that will attract people to your city and have a good experience, sometimes it doesn't work. You talk about the Big 12 tournament down in Kansas City with the Power and Light District and everything that they have there. That's what we need more of here. We've got Jethro's, we've got Buzzer Billy's, we've got the Hilton that's close to the arena. But as those hospitality type venues keep popping up around the arena, it helps us be on track for bigger and better events.
May 2nd, May 3rd, Friday, Saturday, that's going to be fight weekend in Des Moines. It's going to be really cool to have all that entertainment back at Wells Fargo Arena. Okay, so again, those tickets will go on sale for UFC on Friday. WWE SmackDown are on sale now, right?
Yeah, they're on sale. They went on sale last week. And starting today, there will be a bundle package that is put together that you can buy a WWE and UFC ticket in the same location. So that's going on sale today at some point. And, we'll see how many of those sell. I don't know if people, there's probably some crossover there, but it's worth trying as, both events are owned by the same company.
And that's really only going to be, I think, 2 weeks after WrestleMania happens for WWE. So there'll be probably some carryover storylines from WrestleMania, the big WWE pay-per-view event that happens in April. So cool. We'll keep our eyes on that. All right. I thought we'd look ahead to kind of some things happening this week, and then kind of looking ahead to April. We're already midway through March. And I know you guys have a busy April coming up. This week, you guys have Winter Jam coming on Friday, right?
Yeah, Winter Jam Friday. That's it's a popular event. It's a non-ticketed event, so it's $15 at the door.
Yep.
You just walk in. It's all general admission. There's some premium packages that they've started over the past few years, but it's always interesting to see take kind of bets on what time the first person's going to line up outside and what the weather's going to be like when they're lined up to get in, because you will have people that come down all day long and sit outside and wait for the doors to open.
So we got Skillet, Ann Wilson, KB, Colton Dixon, New Song, Micah Taylor, and Zane Black Speaker. Cool. So that'll be cool. Skillet, that's a pretty big band, Skillet. So it's $15 at donation at the door. So you guys have been doing this for quite a while. I know the dates have kind of changed on this a few times, but yeah.
Dates have changed. I mean, this used to be an event, you're talking 10 years ago, that we would have to turn people away. I mean, it would sell out as people walk in. There's no room for more people, so you'd have to turn people away at the door. Haven't had that issue lately, but still very big crowd. I would encourage people to get down here early and give themselves time to get in the arena. Skillet being back on that. They were here in the past and have been not a part of Winter Jam for the last few years, so having them back is a big thing, I think.
Nice. And then you guys it's going to be interesting. So you got Iowa Wild Saturday and Sunday games, and then you got the Wolves Monday, Tuesday, and then the Wild are back next Wednesday. So you're going to kind of be flipping ice to the hardwood. Yeah,
the operations crew, they do a tremendous job, and they're resting up today probably after the long weekend and last few weeks. But it's something that we're used to doing. You got to do the flips, and if you want to host multiple teams, you got to make sure that they're playing surface and their setup is right. And so we're used to doing it. We're winding down on the season. Both teams are close to the end of their season.
Yep.
So, got to make sure that we follow through with that. But yeah, lots of changeovers, lots of back and forth, and trying to keep which teams what straight.
Yep. So we got hockey and we have basketball, but also as we get into April, the Barnstormers are kicking off their season. So we're going to have indoor football coming back to Wells Fargo Arena.
Always that weird time where you have maybe a week or two where Barnstormers start and then you still have a couple of hockey games. So kick off the Barnstormer season. And really that's a great fit for us because you've got 8 or 9 games right in the summer when not as many events are happening. And so it's great to have the Barnstormers back again this year. But then when you just talk about the April is just loaded. So they're come in for their home opener and then they don't play mini games in April because they're on the road a lot.
And you guys have a lot of events coming through. You got Monster Jam, April 12th and 13th. You have Mercy Me coming April 17th. And then Wild and Out, as we talked about on the last couple of shows, with Nick Cannon, of course, the popular kind of rap battle show is going to be making their first appearance in Iowa. And I know that they're going to be announcing some of the people that are going to be coming to this event too, right? This week?
Yeah, that announcement will come out hopefully by Friday of this week. So hopefully by the time Iowa State tips off out in Milwaukee, we'll have the cast sent out for Wild and Out. But that should happen on Friday. Yeah, again, a different event that we haven't hosted before, so not really sure what to expect in terms of crowd and all that. But tickets are selling well now, and we know it'll be leading up to the event. We'll get a lot more sold. So we're excited to host Wild and Out, kind of see how they do that live event, that you're familiar with from TV.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brooks and Dunn coming April 24th. I'll be there. Some of the Iowa Everywhere team are going to be coming to that. David Lee Murphy and is it Molly Tuttle are going to be the other headline, I guess? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
So this is a big show. It's nearing a sellout. So if you don't have your tickets yet, you've got to get those quickly. I'm sure there'll be a couple releases that come closer to the show date. But that is going to be a full house for Brooks and Dunn. And then you follow it up the next night with Shinedown. And, Shinedown is performing well above what they did last time they were here a couple years ago. So I think having Beartooth with them really helps. It's a great opener and a great package with Shinedown.
selfishly, I like playing that video before our other shows because I really, I love the Shine Down songs. I love some rock. It's good to have rock and roll, some good heavy rock coming through the arena. That's fun. So country, rock and roll, rap, and hip hop, a little bit of something for everyone coming in April.
Yeah, big month for us, and then in May we'll get the Barnstormers back in town, and the other thing that we're really working hard on right now is all of our prep for Casey Center. So we're not only are we putting shows on sale and working on selling tickets and getting setups for hockey and basketball, but also doing a lot of behind the scenes work in terms of signage and getting all of that transition taking place for them to serve their pizzas and put their name on the building in July. So a lot of work still to do there, but you'll see the transformation of the arena here as we head into July.
A lot of big changes coming for you guys, signage inside and outside. So we'll be looking forward to all that. All right, Adam, appreciate it. Another episode of All Access. And once again, to our listeners, if you guys want to get in on that contest, the Burt Kreischer, that's going all week on iowaeverywhere.com. Again, to win a pair of tickets to that show. Those tickets are on sale, but if you want to win a pair, try your luck. Put your name in. And then again, we have that contest going on our social media accounts too. If you just show us a picture of how you like to party. If you're whether it's tailgating, I don't know. Adam, how do you guys like to party? You take the kids out and go get pizza. I don't know. That's a party, right?
Yeah, that can be a party. So it's up to interpretation, right? Everybody parties a little bit differently. So, we're more go over to a friend's house and do the in-house party versus going
pool
out
party
on the town. But yeah, tailgating and then going over to friends' houses.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Adam. I'm Mavi Winkle for Adam Flack. Another episode of All Access presented by the Iowa Event Center here on the Iowa Everywhere Podcast Network. Again, remember all these tickets to these shows, HiVTix.com if you want to get into it.